two different types of orbital sanders to show you. One has a battery pack, so it's important that this is kept charged up, and the battery pack simply slots into position, and we need to just ensure that it clicks so that we know that it's in properly. The second one, simply connected to the mains, does exactly the same job. We're going to have a wee look at this one in a little bit more detail, but essentially the setup and the checks that you make are the same irrespective whether it's battery or whether it's plugged into the mains. So the first thing that we want to check is that the sanding disc is the right type for the job that we're doing. There's a variety of different sanding discs, so from grit 40, which will be very, very rough, through to what we have in our school here up to 240, which is much smoother. So you need to consider what it is that you're doing to decide which is the right sanding disc for your particular task. The discs simply come off, they're just velcroed back on again, but when you place them on, it's important that we get the holes lined up correctly, and you need to make sure that it's held down nice and firmly. You'll want to ensure that it's on in the middle. If this was sitting off centre, this would cause a problem because it's going to oscillate round the centre. So make sure that it's on and held in nice and smooth. You also need to check that the sanding belt or the sanding disc is in decent condition. This is slightly worn around the edges in the middle, but for the job that I'm going to do, it will still be perfectly fine. We also need to check that the extraction bag, or for this one here, it's a solid box, is held in nice and secure. If you don't, you'll have issues with the dust going around about the room. Okay, when you finish using this, if it's the battery powered, obviously you need to take the battery pack off, get it back on charge. Again, you want to ensure that this is fit for the next person to use. You want to check the extraction bag. If this gets clogged up, it's not going to work efficiently, so you may need to remove that and then empty the contents into the bin. Please do not throw out any sanding discs until your teacher has checked them. It may be that you'll think it's completely worn, but it will actually be fine for the next person to use, pending the job that they're actually working on. When we hold them, it's important that we hold them nice and secure with two hands. This is not a one-hand operation. And if you look at the ones that we have here, which is the mains one, we have a handle at the front just to make sure that we'll get decent control. We've got our on and off switch, and again we can set this to different levels. So orbital sander, key things: make sure that the battery pack is fully charged before and after you use it, so it might mean popping it back on charge again. Make sure the sanding discs are in good condition and that we're being placed on, that the holes do line up, and make sure that the extraction bag is not clogged up and doesn't need emptied. Okay?